Good morning, students. Today we will read the sixth poem of your book Beehive. The name of the poem is No Men Are Foreign. It is written by James Kirkup. James Kirkup was a creative English poet, translator, and travel writer. He was born on 23rd of April 1918 and died in 2009. He wrote 30 books, including autobiographies, novels, and plays. He published his first poetry book in 1947. Dear students, before reading the poem, I am going to give a small introduction of the poem. This is the introduction. See, the title No Men Are Foreign means that no man belongs to another country. The poet wants to say that all men are same, all men are equal. He wants to promote the concept of universal brotherhood. In this poem, the poet wants to tell us that everyone in this world is same. All people, all men are same. They eat, live, die the same way. Everyone gets the bounties of nature like water, air, sunshine, land, etc. in equal measure. We can also say that it is a peace poem. In this poem, the poet tells us that all divisions based on nation, caste, color, creed, or religion are baseless. Since we all are similar, we all depend on the same resources of our survival. We all depend on the same resources for our survival. We may belong to a different country and speak a different language, but we all live on the same earth and enjoy the beauty of nature. So, to know more about the poem, let us start the poem. This is the first stanza of your poem. Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Under uniforms means uniforms worn by the soldiers of different countries. Like us, the land our brothers walk upon is earth like this, in which we all shall lie. In this stanza, the poet says that no men are strange and no country is foreign. By saying this, the poet is attempting to remove the borders from the earth, which have been made to separate different countries. When we will remove these borders, then no country will be foreign. We will feel every country as our own land. Where there will be no boundaries, where there will be no borders, everyone will be free to move around. The poet wants to say that the entire earth is one and all people live on the earth belong to only one human race. Then the poet says that in the next line, inside the uniforms worn by soldiers of different countries, the human being is the same. It means that God has made all of us in a similar way. All breathe in the same way. And then the poet says that all the soldiers are our brothers. We all walk upon the same earth, and after that we shall lie in the grave in the same earth. In the last line, we all shall lie means we will die and we will be buried in the same earth, or you can say that we shall lie in the grave in the same earth. So this is the first stanza. Now I am telling you about the rhyme scheme. I want to say one thing, that in this poem the poet has used free verse. There is no any rhyme scheme. At last you can see that no word is rhyming. So it is without any rhyme. There is no rhyme in the whole poem. Now I am telling you about the literary devices which are used in this stanza. The first literary device used here is alliteration. What is alliteration? The repetition of consonant sound uh, in two or more than two closely placed words is called alliteration. In this stanza, you can say In the second line, beneath all uniforms a single body breathes. Here B sound is repeated, body B consonant sound, and breathes B consonant sound, and when there is consonant sound and it is repeated in the closely related verbs, closely placed words, then it is alliteration. The next literary device which is used here is in the second line, beneath all uniforms. Here the uniforms of different soldiers of different countries is referred, and that is why it is indirect comparison, so this metaphor. The next literary device which is used here is enjambment. When there is enjambment, when at the last there is no any pause, no any punctuation mark, the line is continue, so that time it is enjambment. You can see in line 2, 3 and 4 also there is no any punctuation mark or pause, so there is enjambment. You can see after countries foreign there is no any punctuation mark or any pause. After that breathes, there is no punctuation mark, line is continue, breathes like ours. So after walk upon, there is no any punctuation mark or any pause, line is continue. Walk upon is earth like this. So this type of device is called enjambment. Now see the next stanza of this poem. They too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful harvests, by war's long winter starved hunger. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read a labor not different from our own. So, at first, you can see in the first line, they refers to the people who belong to other country, foreigners. They is used for foreigners. We call them foreigners and we discriminate them and we fight with them also because we think that they are from other countries. So the poet says uh, that nature has given us all the bounties like sun, air, water, sunlight, etc. equally, but still we fight with each other. The poet wants to say that God doesn't differentiate between people from different countries. He gives all the bounties equally to all. So in the second line, are fed by peaceful harvests, it means we all do farming during the time of peace when there is no any war. We live in a relaxed life, we live a relaxed life and eat the things given by nature to us. Further, the poet says that the way we starve during the war's long winter time, it is also same with the people who belong to other countries. Even they don't get food or anything during the war or winter time. Here winter time is referred the time, long war time. So the poet wants to say that foreigners who belong to other country and we both are same. And the poet says that even their hands are same as our hands, and when the poet says that and in their lines we read a labor means it and their hands show, their lines of their hands show that they do hard work like us. So we also work very hard just like them and they also work very hard just like us. So in this stanza the poet is giving a message that there is no difference, all are same, and all the people, we and the people belonging to the other countries, all are same, their hands are same, their way of breathing, their way of doing farming, all are same, and God has made us all same. In this stanza also you can see that there is no any rhyme scheme. You can see in line in at last there is no any word which is rhyming. And when we talk about the literary devices, then you can see in war's winter, Here W consonant sound is repeated, so there is alliteration. And after that there is metaphor. The winter time is compared to the winter season, so this is indirect comparison, so it is metaphor. And after that there is enjambment. In line 3 you can see their hands are ours, and in their lines we read a label not different from our own. So after read there is no punctuation mark, full stop, semicolon, comma, no any pause, so it is enjambment. Let us see the third extract, third stanza. Remember they have eyes like us, they is referred to the foreigners. They have eyes like us that wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. In every hand, in every land is common life, all that all can recognize and understand. So in this stanza the poet says that we should keep in mind that people of another country, it means foreigners, whom we think to be our enemy, have been made by God. They all have been made by God with similar appearances like us. They have similar eyes like us, similar body like us, similar ears like us. Every part of the body is same like us. So God has given them eyes like us, and we should see that when we sleep we open the eyes, and we close the eyes, and when we wake we open the eyes. So that way is also similar with the foreigners. The poet says that God has given us eyes, and like us these eyes open when we awake, and these eyes close when we sleep. It is same with foreigners and with us. After that the poet says that he has given them strength. God has given the foreigners the strength which can be won through love. And after that the poet says that in every country and in every land there is one thing common, that is life. In third line you can see the in every land is common life. Life, what is life? Means that all the things and creatures that are living on the earth, and if we can recognize them and we can understand their feelings, and then that time we realize that they all are like us, and that time there will be no fight, and there will be no war between us and the foreigners. So in this stanza also you can see that there is no rhyming scheme. And after that when we talk about the literary devices, there is enjambment in line 1, 2, 3. In all these lines you can see that at last there is no any punctuation mark, no any pause, so it is enjambment. One thing more that I want to tell you students, in the whole poem there is repetition. You can see that remember word is being repeated again and again in each and every stanza. And the line all men are strange and all countries foreign, so all men are strange and no country foreign, this line is also repeated. So in the whole poem there is repetition. This is the fourth stanza of your poem. Let us remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray, condemn. And remember, we who take arms against each other, arms, weapons, each other. Then line is continue in the fifth stanza. First see the fourth stanza. In this stanza, it says that whenever someone says that we should hate other persons from other countries, we should think that they are foreigners and we should hate them, then it is wrong. We should not listen that person. The poet says that if we will listen, if we will hate the foreigners, then we deprive ourselves, we cheat ourselves, and we condemn ourselves. It means that it is our own loss. We should be aware about this negativity. The poet says that we should stay away from such type of negativity. And poet after that says that we should not consider anyone to be our enemy. During a war, both the parties must bear loss, because whenever there is a fight or there is war, then both the parties bear the loss. And that is why the poet says that war is not in our favor. So we should not pick our weapons against each other, against someone. We should remember that one thing. What one thing? It is continuing in the fifth stanza. We will discuss. First, see there is no rhyme scheme. And when we talk about the literary devices, there is enjambment in line 1 and 2. You can see that there is no any punctuation mark or pause. Repetition is there. You can see the word remember in first and last line. So repetition literary device is also there. This is the fifth stanza, and it is the last stanza of your poem. It is the human earth that we defile. Defile means dirty. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. Remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. Here the poet has reversed the order. At first it was no men are strange and no country is foreign, but now no men are foreign, no country is strange. So poet has changed the words and order is reversed. Here the words meaning are given: defile, make dirty, pollute, outrage the innocence of, violate the purity of the earth. So in this stanza the poet says that we will continue with the fourth stanza, that whenever we pick weapons against each other, against anyone, we make the earth dirty. Defile means dirty, because weapon kill people and their bodies which fall on the earth make it dirty. So whenever war happens, it leads to a lot of bloodshed, fire and death, and dead bodies accumulate on the earth, and these dead bodies make the earth impure, violate the purity of the earth. That the poet says that the fire of the war, the smoke, the dust, all these things make the air polluted. And with all these things, the poet says that remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. So, dear students, you can see that it is a beautiful poem and gives a very beautiful message. What is the message? It gives a beautiful message of oneness of mankind underneath the superficial differences of color, caste, race, creed, nationality and faith, etc. So those who spread hatred are criminals. We should not listen to them. It is our own loss, and these criminals deserve to be condemned. So the poet says that there should be love on the earth among the people, and because all are same. This is all about this poem. Dear students, these are the literary devices I have written here. You can read them again. In the fifth stanza also you can see that there is no rhyming scheme, there is enjambment and repetition. Literary devices are there. So read the poem again. Thank you.